let's get started. Once again, hi everyone, and thank you for joining. I'm super happy to present the very first episode of the Next Wave webinar series, which would be a monthly occurrence where you, our customers, can talk to our product managers and product leaders from Scalefusion who take these calls to influence the product, know about our recent offerings and the latest releases and features, and obviously ask away your questions. At the end of the webinar, you would have a chat button that you would see where you can ask away your questions. So, as I said, I'm Sriram and I'm the Chief Product Officer, and let's get started. So, we would start with the new platform that we added at the start of the year, right? Scalefusion prides itself on being a unified endpoint management solution where we keep adding more and more devices and platforms to our management capabilities. And in that line, we have added the support for managing brother printers. Now, if you are a company who are managing brother printers, then you can remotely manage them. Get all the device details, including details like the paper details, whether the printer is having a problem, is showing an error. By doing so, you can remotely view the status of the printer and in fact send commands to the printer, configure the printer settings. Let's say if a site wants a different printer settings versus another site of or an office of yours, you can do that remotely. You can get the logs from the printer. You can get real-time status of the printer reporting. We listen to the real-time events that the printer reports and show you in the policy and action kind of reports. So you can not only download it, you can view it. You have very handy filters. You can go to the advanced filters and kind of search by whether a printer is down or the paper is not available. We have exclusively worked with Brother to bring you this. You can also remotely configure Wi-Fi on the Brother printers that you're managing. So there was a big improvement. Going ahead, as we said, this is not only about what we release. We'll give you a hint on what we are doing. We're looking to kind of enhance our printer portfolio, and we are looking at integrating Zebra printers as well. So we are live with the Brother printer, and in the coming months, you would see us supporting the Zebra printers. Moving on. One of the interesting things that we have added is the macOS app catalog. Now, as an IT admins, you have to deploy applications onto your managed device. And one of the challenges on any platform, including Mac, is you have to find those applications, right? It might be your Zoom, it might be Chrome's, it might be Slack, it might be Sentinel ones. You would have to go to the vendor. The vendor gives you a PKG or a bundle and some configurations and some scripts that you need to upload it to a console and then deploy it. And that was the traditional way of doing it. What we have done is we have preceded or already given you around 400 plus applications right in your console. So you're not going and looking around for PKGs or bundles. You can get started immediately. You can simply choose the application, search the application from our global repository and add it to your catalog. For example, if you want to deploy Chrome, you search for Chrome, add it to your catalog. You can grant all the permissions that the application requires or supports. And additionally, you can do the pre and post installation scripts. That is, if you want to run a script before the app is installed and after, you can also configure that. But we don't stop at that. We know that application management is a continuous activity and it's just not one-time install. So we have given you the option to schedule it for automated updates so that you as an IT admin can be assured that the application gets automatically updated whenever an update is available for that. Additionally, to complement it, to kind of make sure that the end user's experience is intact, we have given you both the options. One is a silent install option or adding to the app self-service portal. So if you add it to the self-service portal, the end users see the application in their catalog being added. When they launch the Scalefusion agent on the device, they would see the application that you have added and they can install it whenever they are free. Obviously, you can set the reminders and an expiry where after which the app would be installed silently, but you're giving the chance to the user so that they can install the application whenever they are free. Now, this kind of enhances your application management experience completely. What probably would take you 30 minutes to 1 hour to do it would just be now taking 5 minutes, and you can be sure that the apps are always updated. Moving on. One of the important changes that we have done is the Windows Update and Delivery Optimization. Now, as the work from office is gaining traction back, as people are coming back to the offices, you have a lot of employees working out of the office, and if you push an update, right, it has the capability of choking up your network where all the devices are downloading that update simultaneously, so it can choke up your network. Now, Windows Update Delivery Optimization is a feature offered by Microsoft where you can enable peer-to-peer caching so that any device in the network, in the domain, in the AD, can leech onto each other, can kind of use the other system to download rather than every system in the network downloading the data over the internet. So now you have multiple offices. Make sure that all of the bandwidth in all of those offices can be used efficiently by using Voodoo. Now, Voodoo is a very complex setting. It's a bunch of settings that are there, and not everything might be required for every customer. So, what we have tried to do is to give you a nice little user experience for the IT admins where you can go ahead and select the basic mode in which you can just get started simply, where you're selecting a download mode between the options available, set the maximum bandwidth limit and the caching limits, and get started. So you can get to see the power of Vido without having to make too many changes. Obviously, for our power IT admin users, we have the advanced mode where you can control everything on the Voodoo settings. You can set up the business hours, the bandwidth allocation, the caching configurations, like when should it be cached, how much of it should be cached, and the various download modes. So once again, Voodoo gives you the ability to kind of uh, prevent the network choking because of too many downloads. Please understand that this is offered by Microsoft. So there are certain URLs. If you are behind a firewall network, it would still work, assuming that you can open up certain Microsoft URLs that are provided by Microsoft that needs to be opened so that the devices can leverage the functionality of Voodoo. Using Voodoo, you can definitely enhance not only your bandwidth consumption, but overall user experience where the downloads can be much faster rather than downloading over the internet. Moving on to round off, in the UEM section, what we have done is to give you a detailed patch management report. Now, as you would be aware that Scalefusion helps you manage your OS updates and patches on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux, all from a single console. You can push the updates, you can get the status of them, whether they install or fail. But you can go beyond that now with our detailed reporting on the update status. You can get the device update history status, which gives you a per device status on how many updates are there on a device, how many are installed, and how many are pending reboots, and a complete summary of the device update, which breaks down to the update that is available on device. And for each device, it associates a compliance score. It kind of tells you that whether the device update health is good or not. We have divided the updates into critical updates, standard updates, the overall updates, and the update health is calculated basing on the critical update so that you can know that whether the device is compliant to all the updates that you have pushed or not. So one, you can easily manage and push the updates. The reporting gives you an overall status of your update and individual device health. So here we have covered all the enhancements that we have done to the unified endpoint management. So now we will go on and look at the identity piece. As you would be aware, Scalefusion offers you kind of multi-products in the same solution. You can not only manage your device, but easily control and configure the device trust and the identity part of the devices, where you can assure or ensure that the devices are accessed by the right person at the right place. And not only that, with our SSO configurations, you can make sure that your web applications are also protected. Applications like Google Workspace, Microsoft Outlook, HubSpots, Intercoms, or any of your internal application that supports SAML configuration can be completely configured using our SSO configurations. When we say that, we mean that you can ensure that these applications are accessed only on a managed devices. It kind of changes the landscape for the IT admins. IT admins always buy a new device, have an MDM, configure it, but the end user ends up using the application on every other device rather than the managed device. With one IDP, you can make sure that the application, your web application, can be accessed only on a managed device. So you're extending your investment on MDM by using our IAM and making sure that everything comes together. Now we have gone one step ahead on the one IDP side, where we have allowed you to extend the one IDP IAM to use external identity providers. What does that mean? Now, one IDP can give your users username and passwords, but we understand that you might be already using your own identity provider. It can be Google Workspace. It can be any SAML-based identity provider like an Okta, Ping One, on-prem Microsoft Active Directory. Now, you wouldn't want your users to get new usernames and passwords. All you want is to protect your application or the service, which is what you want to make sure that you're protecting. You don't want your users to give having new username and password just because you have chosen to adopt one IDP. So to make your journey simple and your users' journey very easy, we have introduced Identity Federation. So you can tie one IDP to any of your identity providers, which can be Google Workspace, on-prem Microsoft Active Directory, Microsoft Entra, Okta, or Ping One, so that when the user tries to log into a service, like let's say Google Workspace, they are not asked to enter any new credentials. They can simply continue using their existing credentials. One IDP ensures to validate the credentials and also make sure that the device is authorized at the moment of verification, that the device is managed by Scalefusion and is compliant, and only then provides them access to the application. So as you can see, you can kind of apply a lot of restrictions. You can make sure that they cannot access the device application. In this case, if the device is not managed, you can restrict the access to the device based on the geolocation or the IP address so that the user cannot even log in. You can block suspicious login activities. You can, from the console, you can log out. You can view the sessions, all the sessions that the user is accessing, and you can go ahead and log them out. This gives you a 360-degree coverage. So you're not only managing devices anymore, you're also managing the most important asset, which is your corporate data or corporate applications or company applications, making sure that these applications work only on the managed devices. So this covers our one IDP part, the releases that we have done. We also have, as you know, the Veltar offering, which covers our security aspects, tries to bring together all the security tools into a one place so that you as an IT admin can easily take advantage of it. As a part of our Veltar release, we have released the VPN client for macOS. Veltar offers you a VPN tunnel, kind of enterprise-grade VPN. The VPN tunnel can be installed in an on-premise network. I'll explain with the use case. Let's say you have a lot of internal applications in your company which are behind a firewall, including Microsoft Exchange, if you are using an on-prem exchange, and these are behind the network. These are not public, right? Now, you need to give access to the devices. Now, you don't have to look for any other VPN tool. You can use Veltar VPN. You can use our Veltar VPN server, which can be installed in your premises. You have to open the connection to your applications, which can be any internal application or line of business web application that you have. You need to configure them to accept the traffic from the VPN server and allow Scalefusion to interact with the Veltar VPN server installed here on premise. Now, the moment a device gets enrolled, the device is automatically connected to the VPN. The end user doesn't have to enter the credentials or remember usernames or password. They enroll the device using their credentials, and once the device is enrolled, the VPN automatically connects. One of the advantages of Veltar VPN, obviously, is you don't have to worry about a per app VPN or granular configurations. For IT admin, we have made this simple. You just let us know all the IP addresses of your applications, wherever your applications are hosted, and depending upon when the device uses that IP, it can be from a Chrome browser, it can be from a Safari browser, it can be from an application which tries to access the IP. The VPN would automatically kick in and the traffic would be routed with the VPN. Rest assured, we do not capture any of the other traffic beyond the allowed IPs. Only the IPs that you want us to capture are captured and routed to the VPN tunnel. All the traffic is routed directly basing on the internet connection. With the support for macOS, now we can claim support for Android, iOS, and macOS. So you as an IT admin can use our Veltar VPN tunnel on all these three platforms. making it very, very easy for the end users and also ensuring that this VPN can be used only on the managed devices. One of the challenges with the traditional VPN is if the user have access to username password, then they can use it on any device, and then you're looking at MAC binding or IP binding, all of those complex structures. With Veltar, you're rest assured that once it's deployed only on the managed device, it kind of can be accessed, making it easy for the users, making it easy for the IT admins to move towards a zero trust network access kind of structure. So this kind of rounds off, and as I said, we are already the upcoming releases on Veltar is going to cover for both Windows and Linux, thereby completely rounding it off for all the platforms that you manage: Android, iOS, Mac, Windows, and Linux. So this covers the updates for this month or the last quarter. We would probably get in touch the next month with more updates on what we are doing. Uh, and at this point of time, we are open to questions. We believe we have around almost 10 minutes left. Yeah, I can see a lot of questions here. Let's see. Uh, we'll take the questions, right? Just give me a minute. Yes. Mr. Prabhu asked that does app catalog also manages patch management? If the question is related to the application patches, like for example, if you have pushed Chrome 120 version and if Chrome releases 121 and you have enabled auto update, then yes, it manages the application patch management. For OS update and patch management, we have already covered it. There's a dedicated section that would be taking care of that. Voodoo is kind of caching the updates download. Yes, Mr. Prabhu. Mr. Prabhu asked that Voodoo is kind of caching the updates download. Yes, it does cache the updates and downloads in a peer-to-peer fashion, facilitated by Microsoft servers. And basically, Microsoft facilitates that. The device does not have to go to the internet always. It can basically download it locally. Will it be able to manage other brands? Asked by Mr. Raymond. Yes, definitely. Please let us know. We would definitely talk to the OEMs and see if they have offered that APIs to manage. And if they do, we would definitely want to integrate. As I said, the goal for the next quarter is Zebra, and going ahead, we would be adding more printers. Can the mechanism, Voodoo does not work for applications. Voodoo is only for OS updates. It used to work for Microsoft Business Store, but Microsoft Business Store is no longer active. It has been deprecated, so it doesn't work. It cannot be applied to distributing applications. IDP will, Mr. Prabhu asks, IDP will sync the password with Mac and Windows for seamless password authentication, and also this also supports FIDO2 authentication. Yes, Mr. Prabhu, we also offer our One IDP solutions offers you a key card where you can replace the login screen of a Mac and Windows. The users can be forced or periodically forced to log in with their online credentials so that you're completely free of local account management. You don't have to worry about local account management anymore. They can use their identity credentials, which can be Google, Microsoft Entra, whatever identity provider you use. And we will automatically create an account and sync the password. We would also remind the users on a periodic basis to sync or online login basing on that. Again, we do not directly support FIDO2 at this point of time. We do have OTP-based authenticators, but if your identity provider like Google already supports it and Entra already, you can already enable that. We are just the bridge. On the keycard screen, we will delegate it to Microsoft Entra or Google Workspace, and all the two factors applied by that particular identity provider are asked. Any provision for BYOD device flexibility is asked by Mr. Anuj. Anuj, if you could elaborate on that question. We already support bring your own device across the platforms on Android and iOS. On Android, we do create a special container. On iOS, if you are using managed Apple ID based enrollment, there's a special APFS partition created by Apple, and the apps and the data are stored securely. So we do offer that flexibility. Do we have to put Veltar on-prem? Is asked by Mr. Christian. Yes, Veltar VPN is a VPN software that we provide you. Now, I'm sure when you need a VPN to access your internal applications, right? Otherwise, why would you need a VPN? You need a tunnel, right? Now, this VPN server can be deployed anywhere. It can be deployed on a cloud server if you would want, or your on-prem infrastructure. But all it needs is the access to the right side, which is all your applications. Your applications the VPN server should be able to reach your application. And to the left-hand side, that is the device. It runs on a single IP and a certain ports. The device will connect to this VPN, and all the traffic to your internal applications is routed via this VPN. So yes, a VPN software needs to be installed. It can be installed in your on-prem infrastructure, or you can host it on your own cloud. Is it part of enterprise licensing? Is asked by Mr. Vivek. Yes, Velta VPN is sorry. So the UEM enterprise license or enterprise plan does not include Velta. Velta is a part of our Scalefusion 360 plan. Scalefusion 360 is a brand new plan to kind of catered to cover all the use cases that we are getting. We have launched the Scalefusion 360 plan, which gives you UEM, IAM, and Velta. All three are included in that. If you want Velta separately and along with the UEM, please talk to our sales. They would be helping you with that. Can we do network discovery to see what devices are connected on the network? It will help to know what kind of devices connected in the network. Mr. Raymond, yeah, currently this is not in our roadmap at this point of time, but what we have is to discover Windows devices. Obviously, network discovery using Nmap protocol is legacy. Most of the devices do not support Nmap anymore, but we will be using Nmap to discover as many devices. To start with, it will be Windows, but it will be limited to Windows and the devices which will be supporting Nmap protocol, and not all the devices that are there. But again, not in the immediate roadmap. It would be added. That's their list. This will support without AD, is asked by Mr. Sandeep. If you could please elaborate on the question. Uh, I see Mr. Vivek has elaborated on the question that it's about printer management. Yes, brother, printer management, the basic management, the inventory management starts at our growth plan. For the complete management, you would have to have enterprise plan. Basic inventory management, where you can look at the printer or get the device details, starts at our growth. And with our enterprise, you can have the full advantage. The things that I was talking about is about real-time policy and status updates from the device, or the error reports, or applying the policy is in our enterprise plan. So I guess I've covered all the questions. We probably should wait for a few more questions here. Feel free to ask any questions, guys. As I said, this would be a monthly affair, and we would like to bring more and more of our product managers to help you talk to our product managers across the various divisions. Like you would be talking to our Apple product manager, or the Apple evangelist, or the Windows evangelist and product manager that we have in house. So this gives you a chance to speak to them. Yeah, we might not be building all the features, but yes, we would definitely would like to listen, share our thought process on what we are thinking, and if we are not doing something, why we are not doing. Cool. I think that was it. I do not see any new questions. Well, we wrapped up much before the time, uh, and we leave ourselves almost 30 minutes. Maybe we'll try to pack more punch in the next event that we do. I would wait for a minute. Okay, I believe I answered your question, Mr. Vivek, that yes, printer management is a part of enterprise license. It starts at growth. When I say it starts at growth, is you can get the basic features about inventory management from the growth plan, but all the features of printer are only available in enterprise license. Okay, if there are no questions, we call it time on this first episode of Next Wave, and we look forward for you to join again in the next session. But I think, yes, we see a new question. When you say Velta creates an auto VPN tunnel or specific application request, does this? Yes. Mr. Anuj's question is, when you say Velta creates an auto VPN tunnel on specific application request, does this cover BYOD devices? Yes. We don't, when we are talking about BYOD devices, one thing that we make sure is the VPN tunnel is only for the work applications and not on the personal applications. And as I said, if you have a set of allowed IPs that are internal, let's say you have your HR portal or finance portal that is internal, and you have an allowed IP for that. Uh, Whenever the user tries to access that, let's say it's called finance.scalefusion.com, for example, from any of the browser or any of the application, that is when the data is routed for the VPN tunnel. For any other application, let's say if the user is using Google email, then that is not routed via the VPN tunnel, and it is specific to the work applications. The traffic from the work apps and the required traffic from the work app is only routed and not all the traffic. I hope I've answered your question, Mr. Anuj. Yes, and as Sia pointed out, once again, thank you for joining in. If you have any questions, please reach out to sales@scalefusion.com, and please feel free to sign up for a 14-day trial where you can try everything that I spoke about and also get all the support that you would require at scalefusion.com. You can sign up for a completely free trial. Once again, thank you. Looking to see you all in the next episode of First Wave. Okay, sorry. Yeah, my point is that whose organizations are not using. Okay, I think Mr. Sandeep is asking. My point is that whose organization not using AD, this will work without AD. If different, yes. If you're asking about one IDP works perfectly and seamlessly with Google Workspace. We can import your users and the groups from Google Workspace. We also integrate with Google's Workspace's LDAP connector so that your users can authenticate with their existing passwords there. Uh, uh, and as you said, yes, also about MDM features are there. Probably the time would be too short to explain all the features. But yes, we do cover all the platforms right from Windows, Mac. One of the important things that we do on Windows and Mac, as we were talking about, is to help you with OS update and patch management, to encrypt the disk using either FileVault or BitLocker, apply a wide variety of policies on the device that can help control the experience, the end user experience, and make sure that the productivity of the employees does not go for a toss. You can push the applications. Moreover, we have bundled in a remote support tool so that you, as an IT admin, once the devices are on field or on multiple offices or sites, you don't have to recall them to support them. You can take the remote control session from the console directly and provide the required support. You can also create global administrator accounts right from the console and manage already the accounts that are created. You can change their groups, you can create new accounts. But as I said, with one IDP's keycard, you don't even have to worry about local account creation. But we do offer that feature if you're using only our UEM, where you can create as many local accounts as you want, change their passwords, delete the local account. You can get complete user login analytics on which user has logged in at which point of time and has logged off. You can get the login failed reports for your security analysis if there is a user trying to sign in, a kind of a brute force attack if the device has been lost. You can mark the device as lost. If the device is reported as lost, you can mark the device as lost so that the whoever has got the device cannot kind of try and abuse. Combine this with encryption, your data is safe, and we try our best case to make sure your hardware is safe. We cannot guarantee it, but yes, we do offer a lost mode of that. That covers the MDM features on the desktop side. Please let me know if you want me to cover more on the mobile side. I would be happy to do that. The chat seems to be a bit slow, so this time I will wait for a minute more. Thank you, Mr. Anuj. Thank you, Christian. Thank you for your compliments, and thank you, Mr. Prabhu, as well. And I believe this time I can officially call time. Looking forward for the next session. Hope you all join, and we have more folks joining. Thank you.